What am I paying you for? Why did we get all these fucking Jimmy coins? 14 pylon, 16 probe, chrono boost, build a gate, scout with the probe, 17 assimilator, 2 more probes, 19 probe can go down the ramp. If he's already there, build a cyber core instead. Now 21 gas, 21 pylon, 22 if you won't forget, but you will forget, so stop fucking around. On the other side, does he have a gas? Yes, then you need maybe 2 build units. But if he has a Rex and just 1 gas, you're fine. Stop freaking out. Where's your second pylon? You need a pylon. You are platinum. Do you want to be diamond? Well, guess what? Fuck you. Build a second pylon. Where's your second pylon? You need a second pylon. Build a second pylon. So with that, we do not have a second pylon. If only there was an easy, convenient 1-minute source for a basic Protoss build order, and that's specifically against Terran. Unfortunately, while you had $15 of disposable income, I'm not sure what your job is, because you're obviously getting overpaid.
Treated me so well, boss. I decided to send in both. Have this hellbat by a tiny, without hellbats. Still have no self-control.
Alright, so we're just gonna build a pylon out here, because fuck it. Or not. I like how you had to go around all the way. We're just gonna like double back and then build a pylon over here, because that would have been too quick otherwise. And then
research complete.
So this is obviously nothing resembling anything I've ever tried to teach people. So we're just going to move along, because it's going to be a battlecruiser rush as well. This isn't even mildly related. This is some random ass units. By the way, that's the last replay. Alright? Undead, last replay. No more replays. Nobody, of course, that's not going to be. I didn't think we'd have this problem. We have this problem. We got like 5 more. Jesus. Oh, how convenient you made some random ass stalkers, because he went battlecruiser rush. So you might be like, well, Winter, now that the battlecruiser rush was shut down, our Protoss hero has 15 more workers, is up 20 supply. This is pretty cut and dry from here since it's a 1 base all in. Well, I'll have you know, we have 28 motherfucking minutes left in this, because both players are wondering, like, when Winter says I have to play 5 games a week, where am I gonna scrounge out those 3 hours? Which, well, that's a fair question. So now we're just gonna get the rest of the entire tech tree, because, bingo. Everything.
The minerals have up and gone. Mineral field depleted. The minerals have up.
Alright, and now yada yada yada. We're just gonna build a little bit of everything, get the whole diversity like if Protoss had a college admissions brochure, this would be what is on it. Okay? It's like, look, we're very inclusive. We have all the tech here. Why did the replay restart it? God damn it. Moving on. But it's fine to eventually go for the tech tree, but it's an obvious indicator that you had no plan whatsoever, and it's getting worse as time goes on.
You must, because they're attacking our cute little probes. Finished looking. The first board.
Meanwhile, we get to relive the entire experience. We have yet to discover that there's a tech tree beyond the forge.
Upgrade. Mineral field depleted. The minerals have
Now we're gonna get a little bit of everything. More shit counters less shit. Not a little bit of some shit, and then a little bit of this, and then we got the 11 secret Protoss herbs and spices for our secret recipe. No. Just build a fuck ton of Immortals and Archons, and honestly, if they're going, like, okay, Void Rays, fine.
mineral field depleted.
Will we get one of every unit? So far, we've got an Oracle, some Sentries, Adepts, Stalkers, building a Void Ray, throwing some Immortals in the mix. Can I get a mothership? Where's my fleet beacon? We don't have a fleet beacon yet. It seems like a dramatic oversight when it comes to the Noah's Ark Protoss build. Alright, so now we're sick of it, so we're gonna go fucking attack into a planetary, blink on a planetary. Now, that obviously went well. It's like, Winter, how do I kill a 2-base Terran that's turtling? Obviously, what you do is you keep repeatedly running into a planetary fortress until you get more brain damage than you have outside of the game. That's how you do it. Charge of the Light Brigade, or what? Which is a historical reference, referencing a stupid-ass move, very similar to the stupid-ass move that our Protoss hero just made. And look, what else is coming out of the variety pack? What's that Pokemon? It's a Phoenix. On the scale of 1 to things that don't counter battlecruisers, it's near the top of the list. Technically hits up, but the thing is, it hits... well... Oh, wait, what? Is that a... Wait, what? Is there a... Am I crazy? Does anybody see this? Oh, it's not... It hasn't warped in yet. Alright. I don't follow along. In World War I. Yeah, you remember, one of the top 3 wars that we're going to reference this game. You guys will never guess the other 2. Clickbait title. Didn't go well for the cavalry. I didn't know it was called that. It was one of those other cavalry charges. You know. I like how we're having a historical conversation as your entire army fucking dies. So that's pretty great. Glad we all got educated here. And expanding to a normal 4th base would be far too easy, so let's be careful about that. Like, if you just didn't run headlong, if you didn't charge the Light Brigade, this game would already be over. And if you weren't more committed to fulfilling Protoss diversity than fucking Twitter, then the game would already be over. But since we need a little bit of everything here, we're just gonna go ahead and have a podcast that no one fucking listens to, instead of coming to some sort of conclusion and discovering what the fucking Archon is. Have I talked about Archons in the past? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like maybe a little bit. Maybe I've mentioned that Archons are pretty good. But who knows? I'd be like, well, Winter, but battlecruisers kind of outrange Archons. Archons just punch everything in the... Funking lag. Which is one of the worst types of lag, I will agree. F in the cat. F in the chat.
Teleport successful.
Okay, so once again, if he has 2 bases and you have 4 bases, then you have more bases. Thus, the Light Brigade needs to calm the fuck down. That's a lot of big BCs, as opposed to medium-sized or even mini BCs, which are more popular nowadays in modern communities.
You are now in my service.
The emissions of a battlecruiser are just obscene, to be honest. Nowadays, new green BCs, powered by Protoss tiers. It's a renewable resource.
I'm here in the shadows.
Our pylon's under attack.
Are you dead? No, he runs away. Without this lag, you would be toast. Because, you know, when you're microing a flying laser bathtub like the battlecruiser, what you really need is that pinpoint precision that having low latency affords you. Even though, in my opinion, as long as you're not playing from the literal fucking moon, you probably are able to pull off some solid battlecruiser micro. He, on the other hand, is actually from Mars, and this game is played on a 45-minute delay, which is the only explanation for how people actually play like this. I have ultra high speed. TM. You'd fool me. You know how you know we are far down in the leagues right now? And I'm not talking about Jules Verne. When there is punctuation and capitalization, we are solidly in the meta leagues right now. Which... Oh my. Alright.
Teleport successful.
Playing from the moon would literally be like 1.2k ping? Yes. You could easily micro battle cruisers with that. You can, by the time the right click goes through, you've already won the game.
Not the pro.
Did we go back or did the same thing just happen? Am I a fucking crazy person? Did this just happen? Like, that just happened, right? Fucking deja vu. The same goddamn thing. And then something, moon lag, gigabits and all that. And then here we go again. The same fucking thing. And now, are we gonna talk about lag again? Are we gonna go absolutely insane?
Well, there's no more gas with this one.
1 FFS. Family-friendly stream. Which, this is not so much.
Mineral.
Everybody knows that a Void Ray is like a Batman, and a Phoenix is like a Robin, and then the second Phoenix is like a Batwoman. And it's kind of a confusing dynamic. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that you can't build too many Void Rays, because that would make the game too easy.
Vespine Geyser, the minerals have up and gone. PYLON is being roughed.
Okay. Maybe this time we'll get the Planetary Fortress. I guess so. Lamau. Wait, what do you mean GG? The battlecruisers can still win the game. Like, that might be enough battlecruisers. Yeah, like, the battlecruisers have a non-zero chance of winning this game. Oh wait, the game's not over. Yeah, of course. What the fuck was I thinking? Like, he just read with correct capitalization. Like, what the fuck? Of course it's not a real GG.
Have up and gone. Our pylon's under attack. Pylon is being roughed up.
You have one. I mean, you saw it fly by. Also the top right.
Base is under attack.
Everybody knows the only unit he's allowed to build is battlecruisers, so. Oh my. A full base. That's illegal. Lamau.
Our pylon's under attack.
Wait a second. Now this is pod racing. Okay. You know, that's the last base, right? He actually wins if he kills that. Fun fact. Now he's dead. It's okay, you can tell me. This is a draw. This is a draw. Unless somebody leaves, this is actually a draw. Because he can't build a probe. And he can't kill the flying buildings. Like, well, the Terran could potentially win, but...
And they're out of here.
Okay, well... So the Terran had a draw, by the way. But, obviously, since he spent all his room temperature IQ desperately trying to figure out how to micro battlecruisers from the moon, he did not realize that there was any draw. Now, it's fair. Like, you don't think of a Nexus not having enough to build a probe by 5 minerals. Like, that is a little bit of a unique scenario. But still, he just left. Well, you can have 10 battlecruisers go down to lag. Those battlecruisers really need to make sure they plugged in there. They put their AOL disks in the CD-ROM next time. Yeah, that's actually a good point. There's a non-zero chance he thinks that the 1 second battlecruisers take to jump is literally like light speed lag. So yeah, that was terrible, and you get no hope score because that's the only appropriate one. Good luck with that.
Can you tell us
Moving
about
on,
your experience
Davis.
of scripting and recording?
So for the announcer pack, they gave me, there's like about 80 or 90 different lines. Maybe a little less than that. And then I wrote, and they gave me an example of like the basic announcer pack, like Artanis and all his lines. And then I wrote all my own lines, which ended up about 260 lines. And I went over it, and I put a lot of work into that. I recorded it all in one day. But I did write all the announcer pack lines, and almost all of them are unique. A few of them are like, well, no minerals. Like, that's pretty simple. But anyways, Davis is a gold-ish Zerg, and he is not subscribed, but he decided to send me money while not subscribed. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that means he's probably terrible. And also has never actually watched any guys like, oh, it's so fun! He's like a shitty Gordon Ramsay, and I get to be on well below Master Starcraft. I don't. Thank you, Atomic Apples. And I can run. It's so fun, LOL. There's a reason I don't do actual coaching. Game time. So, perfectly, didn't want to kill that Overlord. That would be too easy. Instead, so, now, this is the beauty of Zerg versus Zerg at an early level. It's because there's no way that you could predict that your opponent would have any sort of anti-air early. Like, there's no way to figure out where your opponent's going to be, and also whether or not they'll have anti-air that can kill your Overlord. Because that's far too complicated, and that's far too, like, we would have to be thinking not just 2, but maybe even up to 3 minutes ahead, which would be very complicated. I mean, we could spend a minute looking at the map at any time before queuing up for the ladder and maybe figure that out. But let's not get crazy here. He's not even subscribed. So moving on. So we're just gonna run in. Now he has a lot of Zerglings. Now we're making Zerglings. And we out-microed ourselves and didn't kill the queen. And we just didn't make a baneling nest. So one of the two things you make, you got a spawning pool and a baneling nest, and you didn't make a fucking baneling nest. So we're halfway there. 50% is a failing grade, which is what you deserve. Got some solid Amnesia Lords. Amnesia Lords are when you build an Overlord, maybe 2, and then you forget you built it, and then build like 2 or 3 more Overlords while they're building. Because you're still supply blocked, of course. Thankfully, your opponent just decided to give you... Your opponent is obviously a pacifist, because if he had attacked you, you would die. But thankfully, this is Gold League, and not even these players can kill themselves as competently as their mainlings. Where did the Zerglings go? Who knows? I wonder what happened. Now we're building 2 spine crawlers, which is more backbone than you've ever shown in your entire life. which is usually a waste of money, but here I'd say it's worth it. And now we're actually playing the game. So now that we've gotten past the randomly making lings phase, we're going to play the game a little bit, which is honestly not terrible. You got 37 drones, you got 2 spines. Now that we've like sobered up a little, this is fine. Now, I predict, now we're going to remember an Evo chamber, maybe 2. Let's not get crazy. There's 1 Zergling. It looked like we were going to go for 2. Where the fuck did that spine crawler come from? But that would have been too crazy. Now that everything's simmered down from that 1 Zergling run by, which was crazy. Remember that 1 Zergling run by? Now we get Roach speed, Baneling speed because it's there. Doesn't really make any sense, but I mean we got a Baneling nest, and what else are we gonna spend gas on? So
our forces are under attack.
we got speed across the board. Okay. We're gonna get +1 Carapace, which is the most non-committal of upgrades. Ranged attack. Ranged attack. Do not make Zerglings. No more You know, for you Zergs out there, even in ZVZ, I am convinced, for most Zerg players, not all, but for most Zergs, is if you simply make no more than 6 Zerglings the whole game, you force yourself to make Roaches and Hydras, which are the unenthusiastic hand job of unit compositions, but that still gets the job done and doesn't get all complicated. So, just stick with the Roach Hydra, because we both know you're not spending your money in the first place. Leave the Zerglings for the Diamond Leaguers, because remember what happened to the first 20 Zerglings? Let's not have a repeat experience. You don't need Banelings, Roaches, and Hydras. It's hard to fuck it up.
You are now in
Thank
my
you, Luminaire Fox, for 2 years. Lings, very easy to fuck it up. Anything ending in Lings. Whether you got Zerglings or you got Banelings. Very easy to fuck up. Don't fuck it up. Like, you got to 50 drones, which is what I say, like, it's still a very low bar to clear, but... And now everybody knows it's illegal to build units while you're attacking or defending, which is good, but... This is gonna make it feel like Banelings were a good idea. That does not mean Banelings were a good idea. It worked out this time. Still a bad idea. I like how we're getting... Oh, wait, you do have... Wait, what? Why is there Burrow? What? This is far, far, far... You know how spore crawlers work. But like, neither player knows how spore crawlers work. In any way. I don't mind the Hydras here. Like, your objective should be to get to 60 drones, get +2, +1, max out with Roach Hydra, and go just roll across the map. None of this fancy burrow micro. This is like deciding which seat on the lifeboat out of the Titanic. That doesn't even make sense. I was trying to make like a not everybody gets a lifeboat, so burrow... Anyway, don't do burrow. Stop with the burrow. Burrow is for lurkers. And for Cyril. That's it.
Our forces are under attack.
Just build 60 drones, not 50, not 22 Zerglings, 60 drones, go walk across the map and win the fucking game, and oh my god. Those roaches have seen some shit. Glad they unburrowed, right? Glad to be a burrowed anything as part of your army. Jesus Christ. This is why people make banelings, because it feels like they actually do something. Now, here's a very sad fact. No matter what, a baneling always gets 1 kill. So that means whenever a baneling attacks, you lose it, which costs money. When burrow banelings go off? Well, here's the thing. Literally fucking Cyril, okay? Literally fucking Cyril has said that burrow banes are not worth the APM. And this guy has more APM than like 14 of you combined. He says it takes too much APM to use burrow bane mines and they're too distracting. So if he says it, well, guess what? What about Raynor? Raynor is like Stefano. Just don't even try. Cyril, you can at least try to emulate. Raynor, just give up. Don't do it. Somehow this game is not yet over. Like, this is about... Okay, there you go. You know what? It was pretty good. You keep getting distracted by your inner Silver Leaguer. Everybody has an inner Silver Leaguer that wants to go burrow, or wants to make banelings, or wants to do fancy micro. No. Stop getting distracted. But otherwise, it's a B for Gold League. You're going to Platinum. Stop distracting yourself. Build fucking roaches and hydras. Stop dicking around with 20 zerglings that all implode to a baneling the first second one appears. Roaches and hydras and 60 drones and 200 supply make the game boring, or make yourself a permanent Gold Leaguer. Your decision. And see you, Scotty. A silver Zerg, so we're gonna scale down, which is impressive. That was gold. Okay, here's what I want to show you. Like, do I need to show you this replay? So you have one job. Like, you want to get in the game, and you want to be able to make it to, like, the 3-minute mark. Does it look like let's take a look here. Let's just take a fucking look-see. So it doesn't even matter who's who. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Did you have to, like, go out to the garage and get some gas for the generator so that way you could turn the lights on so you could see the keys on your keyboard and click them in the right order? Like, look at the first... This is the first 2 minutes of the game! Were you busy watching my guide for the first 2 minutes and just didn't build anything? Which wouldn't even make sense because you wouldn't be supply blocked, but... I don't even need to look at it, but... Oh my god. So, the answer is, if you don't get supply blocked for the first 2 minutes of the game, you're probably going to do better. If you literally can't make it to 2 minutes, then you're not trying.
Yes,
and this is an old game. This is from...
Just as I deserve.
I don't even know when this is from.
Winter,
this is not from this patch.
I've been watching your streams and YouTube for a couple of years. You are the reason I play SC2.
Glad you enjoy.
Thank you.
Somehow, like, I say second Overlord, second Depot, second Pylon. Yeah, I feel like this is the first Overlord, which is incredibly impressive. Like, we usually don't go that far down. But let's see. Like, you have to... Oh, because it's a fucking 12... Oh my god. This is part of the reason why. Not most of the reason. Okay, so... Why does it say you're supply blocked for so... I guess, you know... It looked weird. It looked a lot worse on the thing. It did. Then again, your opponent has 700 minerals right now, so... Okay, we're going Roach Warren. Well, there's a Zergling in my base, so therefore nothing else. You have You have 7 larvae. You have more than enough money to make 7 drones. You're not supply blocked. You're just not building anything. This is not a turn-based game. It's not like we're playing a micro turn, so after the micro turn is over, I'm gonna do the macro turn. But if you play like that, you're going to be silver. Well, probably platinum. That's more of a platinum, but... Now we're building the safety spines. The overlords are very close to being in a... Gotta get the variety pack. And then we get to the phase of the game where neither player could be 100% sure the other one isn't AFK, but they're so worried about themselves, it doesn't matter.
We have met the enemy in combat.
Okay, he's not AFK. Good to know. Time for a lair.
You are now in my service.
And now, like, if you're gonna go Zergling speed, you go Zergling speed. If you're gonna get it now, then maybe we don't go Zergling. Maybe no more Zergling. Everybody stop with the fucking Zergling. Zerglings are for players who can make it to the 6-minute mark without forgetting their build. Alright? Build roaches. Roaches are like training meals. Except, at least that way you don't fall over. Thank you, Cornucopia, for 2 years.
Evolution complete. A new plan has emerged.
You can't, like, this is on it. You can't have 2,000 minerals. Like, you can't have... You have 15 larvae. You could literally, if you weren't going to get supply block, make 15 roaches right now. Build the roaches. Build the fucking roaches. Don't not build the roaches. Instead, or drones. I don't know. Something. You can't have 2,000 minerals. There hasn't been anything happening. The greatest enemy up until Solid Diamond is yourself. And you are really just, like, you need to just go play. I don't care. Like, I'll actually advocate. Play against the AI. If you have 30 drones. You have 2,000 minerals in the bank. It takes you a minute and a half to mine 2,000. More than that. It takes you 90 seconds to mine that many minerals because you don't even have any fucking drones in the first place. Like, these aren't rich people problems. You barely have an economy in the first place.
Station completed. Our forces are under attack.
More shit counters less shit. Build units. Get 60 drones. Get 2-2 or 2-1 or 2 sad or 2 salty or whatever. And then go across the map and take his ladder points.
A new queen has emerged.
Don't sit here trying to figure out what upgrades are on the tech tree like this is fucking co-op or something.
Mineral field depleted.
Banelings? No. Anything that's not roaches and hydras? No.
A new queen has emerged. A mineral field depleted.
Like, banelings are fun. If you want fun, go play co-op. Co-op is literally where all the imbalanced fun shit goes that would never make it to ladder because it would break the game. So if you're like, well, I don't want to play boring strats, go play co-op. Oh, Jesus, fuck.
Evolution complete. Mutation complete.
I like how evenly matched it is because whoever actually spent their money ends up winning the fight. If you had spent your money before the fight, it wouldn't even be close.
Mutation completed. A new queen.
This is like a Diamond League match, but 4 minutes slow. Okay, and also, if you hadn't spent maybe 30 banelings of resources, then we'd be in an even better spot. This is just a slightly worse version of the last game. So this is at least good. Like, why are you upgrading Zergling upgrades? Why do you even have Zerglings? It's for my banelings. No more banelings. Cut the banelings out of your diet. They're unhealthy.
Mutation complete. Our forces are under attack.
Also, try to keep your army with like less than 5 drones in it. In fact, I'd argue like no drones in your army would be good, especially when you only have 45 drones. But
They're after my drones.
thankfully he just lost all his mutas, which was very kind.
Mineral field depleted.
Uh-oh.
Vespene geyser.
You know what counters lurkers? You might have said lurkers. You would be a fucking idiot. Baneling. And Ultralisks. Right? Right, Cyril? No.
Is under attack. Mineral cluster depleted. Mineral field depleted. A mineral field has been depleted. Mineral cluster
This is not League of Legends, though obviously this is just as cancerous. This is not League of Legends. Just because he built lurkers doesn't mean that lurkers are banned from the game. Like, just because he picked lurkers doesn't mean you can't also pick lurkers. The answer is not, what unit do I counter lurkers with? The answer is, I build more lurkers than him. Which has not seemed to register as of yet. So I will say.
field depleted. A mineral field has been developed. Mineral evolution. A new point.
I like how we're
has
getting
emerged.
ultra speed.
Mineral cluster
I'm excited to see how this plays out.
We have met the enemy in combat.
Are those real life broodlords?
Our base is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Now that we've figured out all the things that don't counter broodlords, oh my god.
Our drones are under attack. We have met the enemy in combat.
It's like, you know what? Maybe some banelings. Maybe some banelings in the mix.
Our forces are
Okay, so if he builds lurkers, you can also build lurkers. That's a professional tip. Hydras don't counter broods. Get 60 drones, max out, and walk across the map, and stop fucking around with Baneling. No more Zerglings, no more Banelings. That's like, it's silver, so it's like a B, because, like, you had something there, but you really did your best to avoid having a good unit composition, so I'll give you credit there. Like, it's pretty hard to fuck that up as hard as you did. But you wouldn't be Silver League otherwise. So just 60 drones. Also, the counter to Broodlords is Corruptors. Once again, you can build a Spire. Even though he already built a Spire, you can also build a Spire. I know it sounds crazy, but you are also allowed to build a Spire. Believe it or not. I, like, that entire game, I'm like, well, this is just a shittier version of the last game. Because it was. It wasn't, like, there were basics there, but it is very, it's a very, I do this in other games, too. I'm like, well, I'm going to do the counter strat. It's like, well, the counter strat is just bad because it took you way too long to get there, but maybe if you just built more stuff. It wasn't terrible, but you are at risk of becoming a permanent Silver Leaguer. Anyways, Ikamoni, another silver. It's a Terran, and we are not allowed to have games under 15 minutes because that would be too simple. My last coaching got a B+, and you're still in silver, so I think it was pretty accurate. Unless you were bronze. Because you would have had to play more than 5 games according to the Hope score, so...
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Barracks, Orbital. Not Barracks, and then eventually, whenever we remember it, Orbital.
CC upgrade.
So, if at some point you scout him, this man is making 3 cannons in his base. Here's what you do. You don't figure out how to kill cannons. You figure out that you can max out with Terran technically in 10 minutes, pretty comfortably. If we can make it in 12 minutes, nice. So what you have to do right now is not freak out, not worry about him at all. You haven't scouted him yet, but you will. The Reaper will die to cannons, 100%. And just max out on Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and tanks, and call it a fucking day. Well, let's see what happens.
Add-on is you must.
Tech Lab first. Wrong. That's the second best add-on you could have picked. Because even if you do research stim, what are you going to have? The fucking 4 Republic Commando Marines or something?
Construct additional supply depots.
SCV ready.
Your add-on.
SCV ready.
CC upgrade done.
Armed. SCV ready. Fueled up, ready to go.
At least we're still open to the option that your opponent is just straight up AFK. Because
Research
SCV ready.
mineral add-on finished up.
is he going 1 base carrier?
You picked
Why would he not? There are a whole lot of ways to wall this off, and you found one of them. So, I mean, there's this whole area, but, we'll get there.
Your add-on has been constructed. Mineral field upgrades finished up.
I just want to point out the Protoss player is getting the Phoenix range upgrade, which, since he probably cannot read, does not realize does nothing for the carriers. But, does it really matter? Oh, we're going to wall this off as well. Okay.
Add-on research finished, but I'm still waiting on high sec.
Got to get that TPM up.
Upgrade a mineral.
We got to put the turrets in possibly the worst location. And you don't want to put them in the mineral line because obviously our workers have not developed over the last 15 years since the fucking Brood War.
Upgrade complete.
Why build more barracks when you could build a dozen Marines out of one? Like, honestly, besides the tendency to just build the big cool robots and ships that every Silver Leaguer has, and that's why Bronze League Heroes exist, this is, if you just, like, look at it from a weird angle and from kind of far away and you, like, squint a little bit, this kind of looks like a Terran build. So, like, we are in the zip code. It's maybe not the exact address, but, like,
Your command center better.
Also, you must have missed out on the part where I said it's only $10 if you use my announcer pack, but that's good.
Upgrade is and still in the game.
Want some?
Ready for dust off.
Go, go, go. It's about SCV ready. Go, go.
I know it feels nice, but at least you're not supply blocked. I'll give you that. Can we make it clear? There has been nothing lost yet. That 25 resources was like, canceling a cannon.
You are now in my service.
Or a pylon or some shit. Neither player can confirm that the other one is not literally AFK. That's the beauty of this.
Upgrade's been complete.
But, you know, now that 10 minutes have passed, it's time for the 1 tank 4 marine drop timing, because I felt like I had a few too many units. because walking across the map would be way too fucking scary. Oh, there's the scan. Those are cannons. That's a carrier. Feels like this drop might not be very successful. We should probably turn around, right? No, fuck that shit. Just dodge the carrier, no problem. Everybody stim. Sick wall. Nice test. Beautifully done. Good job, Marines. Look at those sick upgrades. We got smart servos. We got +3 infantry weapons. We got +2 mech weapons. Like, this is so unique, so fresh. All right. We just sneak. We got 3,520 minerals. Let me translate that. We got 70 Marines of minerals. We got, well, actually, we have 10 Thors in the bank. But you know what's really gonna make the fucking difference right now? Is 1 tank, 4 Marines, a medevac, and a fucking dream.
You took all the minerals from that cluster. Add-on finished up. You picked that one?
Never could have expected that. We could. I'm glad you're spending your money. When all these Thors finish up, the army's gonna be sick.
You're all mined out of that mineral. Your research is upgrades finished up. A better command center.
Ready to plunder.
Add-on is good to go. Mineral field depleted.
I can't wait. So everybody knows what happens now, right? Now we gotta send. The first medevac didn't work, but what if we sent 2 medevacs? He did have like 12 void rays and whatever the fuck else, but we haven't tried 2 medevacs yet.
Which is done. Your forces your maximum supply. It's a mineral field.
He's actually moving out with his army. And honestly, well, let's first look at the situation. +3, +2, +2, +1, all the upgrades against literally no upgrades. This army takes it, wipes the floor so cleanly with the other army. You could just sweep it up with a broom or like a Swiffer. Like you just, and it's gone. Clean. All you have to do is not micro. All this army has to do is a click. The only way you could fuck this up is by microing. Or not attacking, in which case, yes. Or you could just, okay, well,
complete. Mined out of that cluster.
Or not attack. You could just sit back and let him actually build an army and remember upgrades
No more
exist.
gas left.
Okay, so you get 200 supply, then go fucking kill him. Okay? You might be like, I don't know what I'm doing. He always seems to have a big army. That's because you're like you can't build a base for the next game yet. You have to wait till the next. Go kill him. It's like, well, I haven't built 78 turrets
Sure
yet.
all went to a good cause. Mineral, your add-on has been constructed. It's not coming back. You took all your add-on is all done.
Okay, so you waited like
yes,
you were maxed out 3
Just
minutes.
as
I
I
said no
deserve.
more replays.
Long-time follower.
It
Higher
says
side.
ask first.
Lots of love.
So I just assume that's a shitty Protoss who doesn't have any decision-making skills. So we're gonna speed through that one.
Mineral patch is gone.
So the reason they have a bigger army is because you maxed out 5 minutes before him and then sat there, and he's still not maxed out. And even though he now has upgrades and a bigger army, all you have to do is not micro.
And it's not coming
You
back.
just A-click. You don't dick around. You A-click. All you have to do is not micro. Oh no. And also, like, a fifth of the army wasn't there. Unfortunately, there was some micro. The entire army wasn't involved, and it took like 4 tries before we actually A-clicked. It doesn't say that anywhere? Oh, I'm fucking sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just break this down for the people. Yes. And it does say Saturday is usually the best day. Thus, we are doing replays. But it doesn't say it anywhere. If only it was visible to people. Now, it is in English, and that would require being able to read. So, that might be the sticking point here.
A mineral up.
So, like I said, every game eventually gets to the big ships and robots. So, we're going Battlecruiser Thor. Okay, my message went through literally after he typed that command. Haha, come on, man. I do not have high hopes for that replay. But, and also, we'll see if he heard the part.
Trade is all done.
It is $10, so if he's not using my announcer pack, that's already another fail. We will see. Like, you can burrow yourself into a deeper hole as much as you want. We'll see if you unburrow by the end of it.
SCV's under attack. Save the boys. Your SCVs have no purpose in life. Command center. Your add-on has been constructed. You're all mined out of that mineral field. SCVs are under attack. Mined out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice. Max supply. Time to rate. Add-on is good to go. Mineral field depleted. Refinery depleted. Where?
Okay. Are we microing?
A mineral field has been depleted.
Oh, God. Oh, the battlecruiser's jump.
Geysers depleted.
Yes, we're gonna kill all those probes. Jesus. I mean, eventually you got where you wanted to go. And this is why a lot of people get confused. Like, when I say 5 games a week, I'm talking an hour and a half, and you guys are talking 3 hours, so that's always the issue. I understand the miscommunication there.
Upgrade completed. You took all the minerals from your SCVs if you don't stop them. Your research. You maxed out. You're all mined out of that mineral field. Can't see.
Now, you're maxed out.
Right,
Go kill him.
Remember the
Go kill him. Go take your army and bludgeon his face.
Wow.
Go take it and fucking kill him. No, don't sit there building 14 turrets and planetaries. Go and kill him. No, this is not the time when you play City Skylines. This is the time when you go fucking kill him.
A better command center. Mind out of that cluster.
Every 30 seconds you wait is a 10% higher chance you're gonna fuck this up.
And still in the game? Nice.
As you scan the entire thing like it's a speed checkout. You didn't kill all the DTs. Oh my god. The reason why you're still in silver is because I feel like instead of winning the game, you just don't. Like, there is a window. There was a window of like 6 minutes here where if you had literally A-clicked across the map, you would have won. You could have A-clicked, walked away from your computer, or like tabbed out and watched my stream and come back to the victory screen. But instead, we played 15 more minutes because you were actively not doing that. So, eventually we make the big robots, like a Bronze League hero, which means you're going to stay silver for a while. It's a B. You've improved. It's not a B-, it's a B, because you stopped yourself from being a Bronze League hero for like 12 minutes, and then you slipped right back into it. When do I know when to A-click? You know when A-click when your supply hits 200 and you have nothing else to do. If you like, well, when should I micro? If there's ever a situation that you have to micro to win the game, you wouldn't be fucking silver. Okay? If you ever have to micro to any reasonable extent to win the game, something has gone horribly wrong. If you ever have to micro in silver, you are doing something incredibly wrong.
Thanks for the roast, Winter. Nice and toasty.
Let's just put that out there.
I'm gonna build Roach Hider from now on. I'll send you some bits for the imminent next gold level Angry Coach.
Alright, from Undead again. A nice quick game where he says, I decided I have this Hellbat biotiming with Hellbats. What is that? Without Hellbats. So that's not. We're back to Diamond Terran. Keep up. Jesus. Okay. Gothel.
CV ready.
Thanks, Bird Dog.
You are now in my service.
CV ready.
Command center upgrade complete. Grim
SCV ready. SCV ready.
You lost your Reaper, your Orbital's late, your Hellions are late, you got idle SCVs. Was it worth it? Did you get the scout you wanted after already seeing he had a third and wasn't committing to anything?
CV ready.
Pretty little lad.
Like,
Who's ready?
these are the details that keep you in Diamond. You actively hurt yourself with that Reaper. Not much, but a little bit.
Command center.
SCV ready.
Alright. So, you said this is a Hellbat biotiming, and now you're building a second barracks and a tech lab on a factory. So, any semblance of being a timing, like, do you know what a timing is? You can't just move out with units and call it a timing. This isn't Wings of Liberty. It's like, well, it's a fucking 4 Hellion Stim 8 Marine timing.
SCV ready.
Research.
With 1-1.
You are now in my service.
Thank you, Immortal SC.
I hope this helps with
No,
myself.
we're gonna look at the
Lots of luck,
replay, and I
brother.
feel like you're beyond redemption. You have a very small chance. And then you had to say, like your message, by the way, we're going into the next one before we realize that I don't understand how this is a Hellbat biotiming, because there are no Hellbats, and there's barely any bio, and there's no timing, so every part of that was completely wrong. But for you, Immortal SC, like, this isn't a fucking call-in radio station. It's like, long-time follower, prior sub, love your stream, but I'd like to say, fuck you, and I haven't been paying attention the entire night. I'm paraphrasing, but the first half was word for word.
SCV ready. Ready for dust off. SCV ready. Armed and ready.
So, like, what is this? This is a Marine tank timing.
Fly depots left.
It's like, but in my brain, I was gonna go for Hellbats. Yeah, but, like, you did.
This better be
Like, in no way. It's like, yeah, but I was thinking about Hellbats. It's like, well, cool story.
SCV ready.
Upgrades all set.
Okay, so you got 1-1 combat shield stim. This is a solid tank timing. And this is where you're like, oh, I think I'm winning the game, so I don't need to get 2-2 or anything else. Who needs 2-2 when I'm winning the game?
Ready for dust.
That's all the minerals you're getting out of that cluster.
I guess you are winning the game. That was real sharp. Besides the confusing, like, I would say this is super good if you didn't say some random shit about Hellbats for no reason. Like, what the fuck? The SCV count's a little low. You got lazy on that. The 2-2 is late, and a lot of players won't just go roaches and lings for no reason, but, like,
Victory.
that's
It
an
looks good,
A minus.
kid.
Like, and the minus is mostly because I have no idea what the fuck you're saying. Like, fucking Hellbats. That was a really good tank timing. Like, that was well executed. Dude, more of that. What's the best place for the turret?
Just
Thank
as I
you.
deserve.
Fairy dog.
Monthly finders
Okay,
fee.
so here's your
November.
mineral line.
I love
You got
WNCR, dirty money.
and then usually you got some little gaps in there, right? Because there are only certain designs of mineral. You build them right here and right here because once the Brood War ended, we were able to upgrade workers so that way their IQ reaches into the double digits and they no longer have a mental fucking breakdown if there's a grain of dust in between them and the command center. You build them there, not here. We're not defending against 11 mutas hotkeyed in with an overlord anymore. You build them in the mineral line near the gaps in order to minimize the loss of mining. Thank you, Prairie Dog, as well. Not even sending a replay. What a considerate guy. Anyways, we have Immortal SC, who is a Platinum Protoss, which is the perfect confluence of, well, I've watched Stats play before, and I kind of know how to play, but every time I try to micro, it becomes a total dumpster fire. And also, Zerg is imbalanced, and I have never built a second pylon on time in my life. Let's find out, though. Like, oh yeah, we got the fucking try-hard 300 APM early game. I'm very excited for you to just completely forget one major piece of your tech while getting supply blocked at 46. You even named yourself Immortal. And then, you know, okay, do I need to break out the build order again? Because you get a Nexus at 20. All those, maybe if instead of making 300 actions, you just didn't fuck up one, by the way. I'm sorry, was your controller misaligned or some shit? I don't... Instead, what I need you to do is, like, have 50 APM. Okay? Because then maybe your Adderall hands wouldn't be freaking out so fucking hard that you just Mountain Dew Dorito dusted your way onto a random location. Like, oh my god. And he doesn't even notice. Like, it's not like, I fucked it up, alright. No, like, it is there, but now we have to jerk off our hotkeys a few dozen more times before we're allowed to actually do anything else, because otherwise, how at the end of the game am I going to have 212 APM to his 84, and after I lose say, well, I might have lost, but you're actually bad because you had less APM than me? How are we going to do that? I expected nothing more or less from this type of replay with all the context behind it. Between the not realizing we're not taking replays, being illiterate, and also, of course, a Platinum Protoss. Like, there's an indicator. Maps nowadays, we've finally figured out the technology. There's a big-ass circle. You put it in the middle of the fucking circle. And if you don't, like, this is like a solid 200 MMR off right now. I'd be like, I just can't get to diamond. Maybe if you moved a couple hexes to the right, you could. Now you got your second pylon, the Nexus is in the wrong fucking spot. Like, the Nexus is in the wrong spot. And it's not a huge deal. Like, this is like a 10% difference in mining. The idea is if you had 74 APM, I'd be like, alright, whatever. But you, motherfucker, have 250. And you managed to fuck up the only one that matters. So... this is about as platinum as you can get. What's up with... Mr. 72 APM Zern comes floating in with an overlord like... Yo. Fucks up with that? Like, You drunk? I hope so. No response. No, actually the opposite. Now we're at 32 out of 54 supply because we forgot the Nexus counts as 2 pylons. I like, this is, oh my god. And now, oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're like the fucking ASMR streamer, Fortnite streamer, who buys a fucking Blue Yeti, fucking C920 webcam. They got multiple monitors, one of which is not horizontal. They got their stream labels alerts and all that shit. They got fucking donation. They got panels that actually look coordinated. Don't scroll down. They got all that shit. Okay, and now we're going to stream fucking Diamond League of Legends to 4 people. 3 of which are friends who are on the same team. That is you. It's like, well, I'm gonna hide my robo from the Overlord. I'm gonna get pylons in sneaky locations. I'm gonna wall off correctly. I'm gonna jerk off my keyboard, and I'm going to put my Nexus in a random ass location. 100%. This robo is to hide it from the Overlord, isn't it? Because somehow seeing the robo is going to make a fucking difference.
Here in the shadows.
Yes, we were supply blocked, which means we need more pylons. Jesus Christ. Now we hope he doesn't build any units. Winter Gaming, your panels are a little misaligned. Like, my panels have about as much coordination as the fucks I give about them. Okay? So scroll right the fuck back up and look at this dumpster fire. Or go play Stream Labels. I hear it's pretty fun. Or at least that Nexus was on the right spot. Well, my hallucination key is on the X button, but my hallucination of Colossus is also on the X button, so that couldn't be helped.
Engaging the enemy, you are now in my service.
You bad cat. What the fuck? Oh my god. Now the entire army is in the main.
Research complete.
Yes, the appropriate counter to a baneling drop waddling into your main is building 3 cannons at the edge of your base. Kind of at the edge, but not really.
Mineral feed. You must construct additional.
You drunk? No, he's just platinum. It's worse.
Mineral field depleted.
What is this fucking fastest map? I appreciate the initiative. And fun fact, if you queue them all up before the other ones, that way the probe won't get trapped. But if you don't queue them up, the probe can get trapped. Unfortunately, there's no way to have units in 2 different places all at the same time. Otherwise, it would become a lot easier to just defend here.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, we're getting Storm, like that's a thing. Okay, let's take a journey here. What about... So you did build like Immortals, Archons, and Charge Lots. They require as much APM like as you should have. I have a series, which I've said many times now, 100 APM to Masters. I go to Masters with 100 APM average or less, especially with Protoss. I think I was able to drop below 60 on some of them, so that was quite an accomplishment. And I started at Diamond because Platinum would just be mean, because I'd be beating up on challenged people like this guy. But Immortals and Archons are more of your speed, because right now, the only speed you have is the one you're on. You can expand to other places. That is not the right spot, but close enough.
You are now in my service.
Thank you, or pop up.
Keep crushing it.
Alright. You just built way more shit than him, which is a great counter. Some Archons in the mix. Brood Lords. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm issuing... I need to pull you over, okay? I'm gonna pull you over. Do you know how much APM you were wasting, good sir? It's not terrible once you calm down and remember what the fuck you were actually supposed to do. The first, like, 6 minutes of... I don't even know. Like, the first 6 minutes of the jitters was a mess. But I need you to try to play, like, I'm not even going to say 100, because that would be too hard. Like, you might go through withdrawal symptoms if you can't jerk off your keyboard every 3 minutes. But I'm going to say 150. I need you for the next 30 games to get under 150 APM. And yeah, there's I see the statement, like, I haven't played for 3 years. I was Diamond, but somehow I'm Diamond again. Don't ask me how. Don't worry, nobody would ask you how. Alright, let's just dispel with the idea that anyone would come up to you and be like, oh, how do you do it? Alright? No one will ever ask that. I won't ask it. No one will ask it. Don't worry. It's a B, because it came together after you stopped thinking about what would look good and started doing what was good. Like, you need to just chill the fuck out. Holy fuck. Maybe actually be drunk and play some. I can't believe I'm advocate. Like, most people can't even smash the ladder button or the like button unless they're drunk. But you, on the other hand, might need some of that. So... Yo, what's up with your next? But you're welcome, and thank you to everyone. And real quick, before we wrap it all up, let me summarize. Jimmy says we got to run a quick ad, so if you guys could pause ad block for a moment, I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about Twitch Prime. Did you know if you have Amazon Prime, like most people in the developed world wasting money on Amazon, you can also get Twitch Prime, and for free every single month. You can subscribe to a streamer of your choice, or even to me. Also, if you haven't done that yet, at least pick yourself up the Winter Announcer Pack. You can have the Angry Coach in all of your games, or at least the 4 games you play a year. For the low price, the obscenely, disgustingly, I have no idea why it's so low price, of $7.50, you can get me, which is quite a fucking steal. And also, if you haven't yet liked and subscribed this video, if you made it all the way to the end, and according to my watch time statistics, that's a minority of those of you that clicked on it, but if you made it all the way here on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment, be like, Winter, I comment on all your videos, I like all your videos. Well, thank you. But also you, sitting there with it on autoplay, and you're too lazy, and you're falling asleep in the background. It's like, Winter, it's 2 a.m. and I just need some noise in the background. I don't actually want to tap on the fucking screen, because if I hold it up, it might fall on my face. Well, now's the time. Now's the time. Smash that like button, subscriberinos, comment, and all that shit. Ring the fucking bells. There's one on Twitch as well. But thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed Angry Coach. Hopefully you learned something, or at least you learned what not to do. Good luck, have fun, and good night.